Top 10 Best Electric SUVs. SUVs and electric vehicles are the two trendiest automobile segments right now, so it was only a matter of time until they get merged. You could count vehicles like the Tesla Model X on one hand only a few years ago, but today there are plenty of premium choices and many cars of the same kind for considerably lower budgets. Electric SUVs will become more popular in the next few years as electric vehicles become more affordable and simpler to operate. Mazda, Vauxhall, and BMW are among the car makers that have recently introduced new models. With many more on the way, here are the top 10 best electric SUVs. SKODA ENYAQ 4 SUV. SKODA's first purpose-built electric vehicle demonstrates the Czech brand's continued growth. The ENYAQ shares many components with the Volkswagen ID.4, yet it has a distinct interior feel and drives differently. It is not just less expensive than the ID.4, but it also seems to be more sophisticated. The ENYAQ is comparable in price to vehicles such as the PEUGEOT E-2008, although it is considerably larger and more roomy SUV. The entry-level vehicles with the 60 battery are supposed to have a range of approximately 250 miles, while the ENYAQ 80 is said to have a range of 333 miles. Optional fast charging at up to 100 kilowatts is offered. Kia E-NIRO. The Kia E-NIRO is a fantastic vehicle. Its range of 282 miles between charges seems reasonable, and it competes in this regard with SUVs twice as costly. It also doesn't make a big deal about its zero-emission engine, with a traditional design and just a few minor differences, like a blanked-out grille, to distinguish it as a completely electric variant. With a 451-liter trunk and a big cubby where the hybrid gear selectors reside, Kia has managed to make the E-NIRO even more practical than the hybrid. The E-NIRO is more thrilling to drive than the Niro hybrid, with heated leather seats, LED headlights, sat-nav, and wireless phone charging. To top it off, a substantial 7-year warranty is included. Volkswagen ID.4 SUV. Because SUVs are so popular right now, the Volkswagen ID.4 is probably as significant as the vehicle on which it is based, the Volkswagen ID.3. It's VW's response to the Tesla Model Y, and it'll sit beside the VW Tiguan, much like the ID.3 did with the VW Golf. The ID.3's inside is largely shared, so it has a sleek, futuristic look. Because the hefty batteries are all placed low in the car's body, it's easier to drive than you would think. The 201 bhp engine in the first edition vehicles allows for a quick 0 to 62 miles per hour speed, while the biggest battery pack has a range of 324 miles. The ID.4 is even more roomy than a Tiguan, both for passengers and baggage, thanks to the batteries hidden in the underfloor. Jaguar I-PACE SUV. The I-PACE is Jaguar's first electric vehicle, and it looks more like a hatchback than an SUV, yet it nevertheless manages to fit into the brand's DNA. It's the best driving EV on the market, proving that the switch to electric power doesn't mean car aficionados will be left in the dark. The I-PACE is powered by 2 electric motors and a 90 kilowatt battery, with 396 horsepower and a 0 to 62 miles per hour time of 4.8 seconds. What's more remarkable is the eye handling. PACE is poised, nimble, and responsive, and it manages to conceal the weight of all the batteries admirably. The 656-liter trunk demonstrates that the car is more practical than its low roofline indicates. And there's also a tiny boot beneath the hood. It has a hard ride and is one of the most costly electric SUVs to service and insure, but it is otherwise one of the finest electric SUVs. Ford Mustang Mach-E SUV. Ford currently offers 2 Mustang badged vehicles, a traditional V8 powered sedan and an electrified SUV. It is a desirable product with an elegant design and that all-important long range, especially considering it's Ford's second ever electric vehicle after the forgotten Ford Focus Electric, of which just 4 are still on UK roads. The extended range variant is claimed to go up to 379 miles between charges, and it takes around 5 seconds to accelerate from 0 to 62 miles per hour. The Mach-E will compete with the Tesla Model Y, and it's obvious where Ford got its ideas from on the interior. Most of the car functions are controlled via a 15.5-inch portrait touchscreen, although there are also a handful of buttons on the steering wheel and a digital instrument cluster. The Mach-E has a lot of equipment, but it is also quite practical. Hyundai KONA Electric. The Hyundai KONA Electric and Kia E-NIRO are extremely comparable in terms of components. Both are based on models that aren't quite class leaders, but the conversion of electric power makes them much more attractive and simple to suggest as long as the increased price isn't a problem. The KONA Electric will reach almost 300 miles of range using the same 64 kilowatt battery as the E-NIRO, but the Hyundai sells a smaller, less expensive 39 kilowatt battery that will accomplish about 200 miles. Because all of the power is accessible right away, the car accelerates from 0 to 62 in 7.6 seconds, which is much quicker than the petrol and hybrid models. With a 7.4 kilowatt wall box, charging to 100% takes around 10 hours, or 75 minutes with a 50 kilowatt charge outlet at a highway service station. KONA's case is further aided by Hyundai's 5-year unlimited mileage warranty and customer service. Lexus UX 300e SUV. Although Lexus is no stranger to hybrid technology, the UX 300e is the company's first completely electric vehicle. Its 196-mile range outperforms the Mazda MX-30's 124-mile range and puts it close to the PEUGEOT E2008. The Lexus UX 300 has all of the features you'd expect from a Lexus, including outstanding build quality and refinement and a larger boot than the hybrid. It also boasts a striking design, but the Lexus isn't the most capacious compact SUV, so make sure it'll fit your requirements before you buy. The Lexus infotainment system, which is operated by a mousepad, is also a pain, but Android Auto and Apple CarPlay are available, so you can bypass Lexus' system if you want to. Audi E-TRON SUV. The Audi E-TRON is a competitor to the Jaguar I-Pace, but it emphasizes comfort and a pleasant driving experience above sportiness. It may accelerate from 0 to 62 in under 6 seconds due to 355 horsepower and 2 electric motors, but it won't thrill seasoned drivers. Despite its many driving modes and high-tech air suspension, the E-TRON, on the other hand, stands apart in other ways. The cutting-edge interior takes cues from the Audi A8 limousine and provides enough room for rear seat passengers and baggage. You'll be able to go approximately 250 miles on a single charge, and it can recharge up to 150 kilowatts, but finding a charger this powerful in the UK may be difficult. It'll appeal to Audi enthusiasts and people who don't want their electric vehicle to stick out. It's designed to fit in with Audi's other SUVs. PEUGEOT E2008 SUV. The PEUGEOT 2008 now features fangs as part of a considerably more aggressive design than its crossover predecessor. It is now available in both petrol and diesel variants, as well as an electric version. It may seem expensive when compared to conventionally powered vehicles, but it represents excellent value when compared to the Hyundai KONA Electric, with the top-spec GT variant undercutting the cheapest KONA. Sure, the range is shorter at 193 miles, but for the vast majority of customers, this will be plenty. Most will be able to charge the vehicle once a week. Fast charging takes around half an hour from 100 kilowatts to 80%, and a smartphone app allows you to adjust the temperature control and schedule when the vehicle begins charging. MG ZS EV SUV. The petrol MV ZS is a terrible vehicle, but replacing it with an electric powertrain vastly improves matters. It's the cheapest electric SUV currently on the market, with the entry-level model costing around £25,000 with a range of 163 miles between charges. It will be fast charged using 50 kilowatt chargers, which will take 40 minutes to charge the battery to 80% capacity. Surprisingly, the ZS EV accelerates from 0 to 62 miles per hour 4 seconds quicker than its petrol counterpart. The cabin is functional, but the poor materials accentuate MG's cost-cutting in order to achieve the car's low price. With DAB radio, sat-nav, and Apple CarPlay Android Auto connection, you get lots of essentials. Which vehicle are you looking forward to purchasing? Do you love watching these kinds of videos on our channel? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Before leaving, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button for notifications of our future content. With that being said, see you in the next one.